The race to become the next U.S. president kicks off in earnest on Monday. Voters in the Midwestern state of Iowa will choose their nominee for the Republican Party. Former President Donald Trump has a big lead in the polls, thanks in part to his focus on an issue important to many conservatives. NHK World's Yamanaka Miyu has more.
The next president, Donald J. Trump.
Trump has made Iowa the centerpiece of his re-election campaign, holding multiple rallies in recent months. One focal point of his messaging has been emphasizing his pro-Israel achievements during his first term as president.
I proudly recognize Israel's eternal capital and opened the American embassy.
Evangelical Christians make up a large portion of the population in Iowa, particularly amongst Republicans, where they constitute about 60% of voters. Many hold unwavering support for Israel, stemming from their biblical beliefs. In the wake of the Hamas attacks in October, there has been revigorated support for Trump's consistently pro-Israel stance. One evangelical leader says that kind of leadership has been missing from the Republican Party for decades.
Well, I think that President Trump showed me that he has been, maybe since President Reagan, that he has been the strongest proponent for us having an allegiance with Israel.
Hunley says he'll stick by the former president, despite his aggressive attacks against opponents on social media.
He may come across real harsh, and I don't like some of his tweets. You know, it's just like, gosh, if I could just take his tweeter away from him. And I think his track record of what he did to make our country safer.
Trump's main challengers for the Republican nomination are Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley. Neither has directly attacked Trump, out of fear of alienating his supporters. Instead, they argue that it's time for new leadership.
I'm not running for my issues, I'm running for your issues. I think you need to do it over a 2 4-year terms. I don't know that a one term is going to be able to get the job done.
Robert Kramer is a DeSantis supporter and the former leader of a prominent evangelical political organization. He says that there is little difference between the candidates in their support for Israel, but that only DeSantis will be able to bridge the political divide.
He's going to be a unifier that brings people together, even from Democrats, for sure, independents, and someone who can represent our values. Donald Trump has done a lot of good things, but it appears like he's just being spiteful and trying to retaliate against people.
Still, he says his allegiance to the Republican Party may well determine his vote.
If by chance Donald Trump still prevails and wins this nomination, then it's a different story. We'll have to have a different discussion in the fall of what to do.
Trump's commanding lead in the polls places our focus on how far DeSantis and Haley will be able to propel their campaigns in the final stages of the Iowa race. That question will be answered on Monday and may very well shape the remainder of the 2024 presidential campaign. Yamanaka Miyu, NHK World, Washington.